What is the minimum age to obtain an instruction permit in Arkansas? 14 years old. This lets new drivers begin behind the wheel practice under supervision. Great start. Let's keep going. What is the minimum passing score for the Arkansas DMV written test? 80%. You must answer 8 out of 10 questions correctly to pass. Nice work. Next up. When approaching a stop sign, you must come to a complete stop. Rolling through is illegal. Full halt before proceeding. Solid onward. A flashing red traffic light means stop and proceed when safe. Treat it like a stop sign. Stop fully, then go when clear. Excellent. Moving on. When driving in fog, you should use low beam headlights. High beams reflect off fog and reduce visibility. Clear view. Next question. What is the legal blood alcohol concentration BAC limit for drivers over 21 in Arkansas? 0.08%. Staying below this level keeps you within the law. Right on. Let's continue. When parking uphill with a curb, you should turn wheels away from the curb. If you roll back, the curb will stop you. Great parking. Next. A solid yellow line on your side of your road means no passing allowed. You must stay in your lane until the line ends. Line respected. Onward. When approaching a school bus with flashing red lights, you must stop until the lights stop flashing. Children may be boarding or exiting. Wait until safe. Safety first. Next. The 2-second rule is used to determine safe following distance. Pick a fixed point. Count 2 seconds after the car ahead passes. Good spacing. Moving on. If your vehicle starts to skid, you should steer in the direction you want to go. This helps you regain control of the vehicle. Smooth. Next up. When entering a highway, you should accelerate to match the speed of traffic. Merging at speed prevents sudden slowdowns. Perfect merge. Next. In Arkansas, seatbelts are required for all passengers. Everyone on board must be buckled up for safety. Belted and ready. Onward. When driving through a construction zone, you should reduce speed and be alert. Watch for workers, signs, and shifting lanes. Work zone clear. Next. If you miss your exit on the highway, you should proceed to the next exit. Never back up or stop on the highway. Next exit, let's go. The best way to avoid aggressive driving is to remain calm and courteous. Patience helps diffuse road rage. Stay cool. Next question. When approaching a pedestrian in a crosswalk, you must stop and yield. Pedestrians have the right of way. Always let them cross. Pedestrians first. Onward. The hand signal for a left turn is left arm extended straight out. Use this if your turn signals fail. Signal sent. Next. When driving in rain, you should increase following distance. Wet roads require more stopping time. Safe gap. Next up. What should you do if your tire blows out? Grip the wheel firmly and slow down gradually. Maintain control until you can pull over safely. Handled. Onward. Driving under the influence of drugs or alcohol is illegal and dangerous. Impairment reduces reaction time and judgment. Stay sober. Next. When approaching a railroad crossing with flashing lights, you must stop and wait until the lights stop. Trains can't swerve. Give them right of way. Clear tracks. Next. The best way to handle a curve is to slow down before entering, brake in a straight line, then steer through. Curve mastered. Onward. When driving in snow, you should increase following distance. Snow and ice need extra stopping room. Snow safe. Next. If your brakes fail, you should pump the brakes and downshift. Pump to build pressure. Use lower gears to slow. Brake backup. Onward. The legal BAC limit for drivers under 21 in Arkansas is 0.0%. Zero tolerance. No alcohol if you're under 21. Crystal clear. Next. When approaching an intersection with a flashing yellow light, you should proceed with caution. Slow down, scan for hazards, then go. Eyes open. Onward. If you are involved in a collision, you must stop and exchange information, share names, insurance, and vehicle details. Info swapped. Next. When driving behind a large truck, you should stay out of its blind spots. If you can't see the driver, they can't see you. Visible. Let's continue. What is the minimum safe following distance on dry roads? 2 seconds. Maintain this gap at any speed. Spacing set. Next. When driving in a roundabout, you should yield to traffic already in the circle, enter only when there's a safe gap, circle clear, onward. If your vehicle starts to skid on ice, you steer in the direction you want to go, into the skid to regain traction. Skid solved. Next. When approaching a stopped emergency vehicle, you must move over or slow down, give them space or drop your speed by at least 20 miles per hour. Emergency clear. Next. What is the purpose of traffic signs? To regulate, warn, and guide drivers. Signs keep roads organized and safe. Signs noted. Onward. When driving in heavy traffic, you should stay alert and be patient. Expect delays. Focus on smooth stops and starts. Patience wins. Next. If your headlights fail at night, you should try the dimmer switch and pull over. If they don't come back, stop in a safe spot. Lights checked. Next. When approaching a stop sign, you must come to a complete stop. Rolling stops are not allowed. Stop complete. Onward. The best way to avoid fatigue while driving is to take regular breaks. Rest stops help you stay alert on long trips. Energy up. Next. When driving through a puddle, you should test your brakes afterward. Light taps confirm they still work. Brakes tested. Next. If you are being tailgated, you should increase your following distance. More space ahead reduces rear-end crash risk. Space given. Onward. When driving in windy conditions, you should keep a firm grip on the wheel. Strong gusts can jerk your vehicle. Grip tight. Let's go. If your accelerator sticks, you should shift to neutral and brake. Cut power first, then slow down safely. Power off. Next. When approaching a blind intersection, you should stop and look both ways. Creep forward if needed to see cross traffic. Clear sight. Onward. The hand signal for a right turn is left arm bent upward. Signal early to show your intention. Signal sent. Next. When driving in a tunnel, you should turn on headlights. They improve visibility in enclosed spaces. Lights on. Next. If your vehicle stalls on railroad tracks, you should exit the vehicle and move away. Get clear, then call for help. Safe exit. Onward. When driving in a school zone, you should reduce speed and watch for children. Be ready to stop for kids at any moment. Zone safe. Next. If you see a pedestrian with a white cane, you should stop and yield. They're visually impaired and need extra time. Pedestrian safe. Next. When driving in a parking lot, you should drive slowly and watch for pedestrians. Lots have limited visibility. Stay cautious. Lot clear. Next. If you are pulled over by a police officer, you should stay calm and follow instructions. Keep hands visible and comply respectfully. Stay composed. Next. When driving near a bicyclist, you should maintain a safe distance. Give at least 3 feet when passing. Space granted. Onward. If you are involved in a minor collision with a parked vehicle, you should leave a note with your information. Responsibility and honesty are required. Responsible. Next. When approaching a crosswalk, you should yield to pedestrians. Even if no signals are present, stop for walkers. Crossing clear. Next. If your vehicle begins to overheat, you should pull over and turn off the engine. Let it cool before checking coolant levels. Cool down. End of set.